come up with some questions. Feel free to ask. I'll relay those questions. We'll keep them civil, and we'll wait for the answers. So the number is 762-1600?
No.
No?
Not even close. Oh. That's your cell phone number. The phone number is 734-822-1600. 1600.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, excuse me.
Hey, I don't care if they're calling your cell phone number.
That is not my cell phone number
I'm just
either. I'll
with you.
pity the fool who got that call. So, Derek, we're in dire straits. Would you play Dire Straits for us, please?
No.
No, that would be the dire threat. I'm sorry. Audio 1.
If the bill passed today in the House became law, thousands of Americans would die because they would no longer have access to health care.
This will cost American lives if it ever becomes law. This will mean death, pain, and suffering to people's families.
They're going down to celebrate something that comes way, way, way short of what the president looked the American public in the eye and said he was going to deliver.
It was really a stupid bill. It is a bill of deconstruction of government. From the beginning, Trump Care was a moral monstrosity that will devastate seniors, children, and hardworking Americans.
This crushing age tax will fall on some of the most vulnerable members of our society.
Well, it sounds like the trailer for a horrible disaster movie, doesn't it?
Actually, when Pelosi said that they're going for the deconstruction of government, I'm going,
yeah, there you go, exactly.
Yeah,
we could use
let's deconstruct some government because government's way too big.
Yep. Actually, I was on the phone with my sister-in-law this morning, and we were talking about this. And she's kind of financially challenged at the time, working a part-time job, and she was asking me what I thought of what was going on with health care. And we had the talk, and I was really proud of her because she's a conservative, and she does not want the government handout. She wants a system where she can pay for affordable health care, but not the government handout. And when you talk to people, I mean, there's such an expectation now of the government to provide for the nation that actually Krauthammer said something about that, and I think that's audio 3.
But, Charles, how significant is this, that this bill has passed the House?
Well, I mean, for political reasons, for the president and for Speaker Ryan, this was a really very important moment, simply on the negative side. Had it not, that would have been a striking out. You know, the Republicans have railed against the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, for 7 years. They promised. They voted over 60 times to repeal when they knew that the repeal would be ineffective because Obama was in office. And now that they have a Republican in office, they're not able to pass a bill. So simply the fact of passing the bill, I think, is extremely important because of the downside.
Right.
The problem is what's in the bill. And the problem is that we have a very rickety health care system as a result of Obamacare. And it's very hard to predict what the effects are going to be. But the one thing we know is this is like the economy. You come into office, you own the economy, no matter whether it's your work or not, whether anything is a result of what you do. You come into office, you own the healthcare system, particularly when you pass something like this. I mean, if you have an appointment with your doctor that gets canceled, they're going to blame Donald Trump and Paul Ryan, no matter whether it has direct effect or not. And that's where they are now. They are hostage to the future of American healthcare.
Would they have been anyway? I mean, you heard some Republican strategists in Washington say, do nothing, allow Obamacare to collapse, stand back, warm your hands on the embers, and then build something in its place. Was that possible?
No, it's not possible.
Right.
The moment...
All right, so, no, it's not possible. Also, I think Krauthammer is one of the most brilliant minds among political commentators today.
Well, he definitely has something right, is no matter what would have happened... when Trump was elected, he owns this market. He really does. The same as when Obama was elected, Obama did everything he could to blame Bush for everything. Remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, he did it through his all 8 years. He blamed Bush for everything.
Yep.
And what did we as conservatives say? It's no, you were elected. This now belongs to you. And this is where Krauthammer has it right. So we have a broken medical system. It belongs to Trump. So what does he have to do? He can either let it go. A lot of people thought that Obamacare should be just allowed to implode on itself and say, well, there you go, Obamacare failed.
But then you haven't provided a solution. And
but
now
there's
it's
no
on
solution,
you.
and it's still on Trump. So he owns it regardless. So he's got to do something. And we talked about this a lot in Linda's show. I
heard that.
I would have loved to see a full repeal and then, and as Tyrone pointed out, another package come in with replacement. We didn't get that full repeal. We didn't get it what we want.
We're not getting the 3 phases they talked about either.
We don't know that
also,
either. Because
we're not getting the budget. I mean, health care first and then the budget. We're getting the budget and then health care.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure where reconciliation fits into health care instead of the
it
budget.
will. It's going to fill in. We're going to have to literally see the new bill.
We have one reconciliation in my mind, and we blew it on health care, and we didn't.
Well, that
use
bill,
it on the budget.
that was that budget was not. Was not a budget. First of all, it's as much.
The omnibus.
It's a continuing resolution, which I'm totally against to start with.
Yeah.
I think that should pass a budget. This wasn't the budget, but it doesn't mean that the budget's dead. That means now they should be working on it for the next few months.
Well, but Ryan had been saying all along, now we're going to get on to regular business, and then all of a sudden we're doing a continuing resolution again. I was really hoping that we were going to get to regular business and do a budget.
I think we all were, but what we have in Congress is we have a lot of rhinos, and we got 30 conservatives.
You know what? You say rhino, and these days you wonder what is a Republican. I mean, they are the definition of a Republican.
Okay, let me say this: we got a lot of
conservatives in name only.
Conservatives in name only. We have about 30 actual conservatives sitting in that House right now.
Yep.
And I'm not even looking at the Senate, just in the House. We have about 30. That's not enough to pull it. So we're going to have to sit there and say, let's see how much we can swing it to the right again. But realize
which is what the Freedom Caucus was doing, and they did it somewhat effectively.
They did it somewhat effectively. They didn't do it
enough, but
and the choice is okay. They do nothing, and then we still stick with Obamacare. And when it does implode, guess what? It's on us. So
that's
you got to do
sausage
something.
making, isn't it?
Yeah, you ever watch sausage being made? Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah, it's good to know how it's made, but you really won't want to eat it afterwards. So.
Okay, well, we're going to take a call from Joe from Wyandotte real quickly before we sign off because he's been very patient before we go for our mid-break. And I have to press the button to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
That helps, Ed.
New guy.
I wanted to shift gears on you and discuss something from Gary's TheDailyDrift.com, which, of course, everybody should be checking out.
The news you need to know.
Yep, and it's apropos that you played a soundbite from Crazy Bernie and Crazy Pelosi, both in the same soundbite, because I wanted to discuss the story on there that he has about Nancy Pelosi going to be challenged. Well, is that relevant to us? Yes, it's very important that Nancy Pelosi get the Eric cancer treatment. And Stephen Jaffe, a Bernie bot, is going to challenge Nancy Pelosi, and hopefully all the Bernie bots flood his campaign with millions of dollars to take her on because he's going to claim she's not liberal enough, which everywhere else would be laughable, but in San Francisco it could play.
Well, I look at that like the swapping of Supreme Court seats. You know what I mean? You got that slot. You got the Nancy Pelosi crazy left slot. And you're not going to get a Republican in that slot. So I really don't care which crazy lefty takes that slot.
Right. They're not going to put a Republican in the head of their party slot.
Let somebody else get rich on real estate in San Francisco, since she's had her shot at it.
Hey, she's happy flying around on a U.S. paid jet, drinking her Grey Goose martinis.
Yep.
And she wants to keep drinking them.
It would be wonderful, though, them to elect a crazy Bernie-type socialist, just way even further left than she is, to really show the direction that party is the place it's in now, though. They won't be honest about it, but that's where they want to go. That's where they all are. And it would be nice just to have her nuttiness gone. Steny Hoyer would probably then take over the leadership. That actually might backfire because he might be reasonable.
Okay. Well, you hear the music, Joe. You know how it goes. All right?
Yep, take care.
Talk to you later, brother.
People are always on the go, driving to work, running errands. How do they keep informed? They listen to Wham Talk 1600 just like you. If you're a business owner, your message can reach these people wherever their travels take them. People tune to Wham Radio for the latest issues, discussed by hosts like Joe Pags, Fayron X, and Dana Lesh. And they'll stay tuned for your message as well. Call 734-971-1600 today and advertise your business with Wham Radio and whamradio.com. whamradio.com.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. New charges of hacking an election campaign, this time leveled by a French presidential candidate ahead of tomorrow's voting.
A leak last night of documents apparently stolen from the campaign of candidate Emmanuel Macron. By law in France, there can be no campaign activity on the day before a vote. That rule also means Macron is limited in his ability to respond to the attack.
Fox's Simon Owen. A white former police officer near Dallas has turned himself in facing murder charges linked to the shooting of a black teenager in a car filled with teens leaving a party a week ago.
He shot 3 times, according to the driver, and then he proceeded to drive once the officer started shooting. I mean, he's under fire.
Jasmine Crockett, attorney for the family of the teen. The Defense Department says a Navy SEAL was killed yesterday while supporting the Somali army in an operation against al-Shabaab, identified as Kyle Milliken of Maine. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Get ready to drive home a winner. It's Firekeeper's Fast and Fearless Challenger giveaway Saturday, May 27th, with big prizes, free gas, and 2 brand new Dodge Challengers up for grabs. Starting at 2 p.m., you could be one of 9 players to win free gas for a year, plus $1,000 in Red Hot credits. Then the fun really throttles up. At 8 p.m., 1 player will win a Dodge Challenger SRT. And at 10 p.m., it's the grand prize drawing, a limited edition $65,000 Challenger Hellcat. Earn entries every day. The Fast and Fearless Challenger giveaway kicks winning into high gear Saturday, May 27th. Firekeepers, the best promotions, the biggest guaranteed prizes. Get ready, get set, get your Vegas on. I-94 to exit 104 in Battle Creek. Firekeeperscasino.com. Management reserves all rights.
The highest quality tractor in the U.S. and #1 in customer satisfaction for 2015 and again in 2016 is LS Tractor, both awarded by EDA. This is Mark at Ashelman Equipment. We have a full line of LS 4-wheel drive diesel tractor loaders ready to go. Forks, blades, tillers, plows, and mowers in stock, ready for all your projects. Subcompact to large farm, opener cab with heat and AC. Hydro transmissions make driving fun and easy for the whole family. Attachments are changed with just a pull of a lever. Highest quality, more features standard, 5-year warranty, free loader, and 1.59% financing qualifying. Ashelman Equipment in Whitmore Lake is at exit 50 on US 23, just north of Ann Arbor. Call 734-994-6000. That's 734-994-6000.
It's been 5 years since we met Kelly Brighton, just before her weight loss surgery.
I was almost 300 pounds. Because of the Michigan Bariatric Institute, I've lost the weight. I now have the tools to keep it off. I am a better mom, I am a better wife, and I'm just a better Kelly Brighton, I think.
Begin your journey. Try a free monthly educational seminar at St. Joe's Livingston. Visit stjoeshealth.org/MBI to learn more.
You're listening to The Drift on Wham Talk 1600. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. Now, back to your host, Gary Wellings.
Hey, once again, welcome back to The Drift, and once again, I am not Gary Wellings. You're stuck with me, Ed Bonderenka, Ed from Ipsy, and welcome to the show. Gary had to take some business off, and before we get into our next segment where we'll be talking with Representative Tim Walberg, I want to talk to you about Clays Marina. Being a boat owner myself, I know how important it is to have your boat ready to be on the water when the weather breaks. And that was January this year. I saw people on the water in January. So I was caught unawares. But don't be that person. Get to Clays Marina. If you want to buy your own boat, get a new boat, Get a used boat, get your boat worked on, Claves Marina. That's McGregor Road. The phone number is 734-426-4532.